See, this is where it gets tight because there are reasons of things where it's not in his control, and you go, all right, that's tough to deal with. So he showed us straight away, like in his first season, he ripped up McTominay and Fred. Don't want you, man. He ripped up Maguire and Lindelof. Don't want you, man. And this season, he's been forced to have to play those guys because we couldn't get them off the books last year. West Ham coming from Maguire, he went, no, I'm not. I've got a nice contract. Sins of the past. Not Ten Hag's fault. These men are on big contracts. McTominay didn't go as well. Fred did, to be fair. But he replaced those guys. He replaced our midfield and our centre-back straight away. And fast forward a year later, he's having to rely on Harry Maguire. Because, like, everyone's injured in that department.
Fair.
Leach is his guy, injured. But then the flip side, like you said, some of the man he's brought in, Andre Onana's your guy. Anthony's your guy.
Man.
Ericsson from the year before is your guy. Casemiro from the year before is your guy. Then you say, okay, look at Højlund, he's a young kid. Why on earth is he there carrying this whole burden? That's a Man United problem. Yeah. Mate, Erik Ten Hag had to go and get Wout Weghorst last year because we didn't have a striker. Martial has only just come back to training now, bro.
What?
He's only it's crazy. Like, he's been out for 10 weeks. Like, and then he hasn't completed 90 minutes in 3 years. So, like, it's so much big. This is what I'm saying. When you explain, like, the intricacies of, like, how bad it actually is, it's way bigger than Ten Hag. But, like we say, in this thing called football, when you're the manager, there's a lot that you have to live and die by. And there's a lot that you have to contend with. And there's like a bar you can't.
Especially when you come in and then you dismiss Ralph Rangnick's opinions and thoughts on what he saw for 6 months. Because it seems pretty much in line with what you're saying now, what Rangnick thought at the time.
A few people thought things about
But Ten Hag came in with some ego and, says, I don't need that, I'll sort it out. Well, he's going to have to hold that. He's going to have to hold it, because you are right. You could look at it from some angles and say he's a product of the environment he was brought into. But some of that environment is his product. So for me, on top of that, with the ego coming in,
Mourinho said it.
He
Ronaldo
applies
said
a lot of
things as
pressure
well.
to himself. When people compare the situations to Mikel, I think it's disingenuous, because firstly, the trajectory of Arsenal went slowly but surely in the right direction. 8th in his first full season, 8th, second full season, 5th, third full season, 2nd. This one, the expectation was to win or challenge, and that's what we're doing again. So the trajectory has always been on the right path. With Ten Hag, it's hit the ground running first season, 3rd and a trophy, regressed hell of a lot in the 2nd season after spending another, 200 M?
But isn't that the reason why people were pushed back to be on the other side here, to say, well, this is exactly why he needs more time, because straight off of Man United's worst ever finish in the season under Ralph Rangnick and Oli, Rangnick can really do much. They finished 6th, lowest points tally, like awful. Then he's picked them back up to 3rd and overachieved really in one season where people didn't think Man United would finish 3rd. Yeah. Got a Carabao Cup. It's not the best cup to get, but it's a good start. Then this level of regression is scary. Mitigating circumstances, injuries, etc., and him messing up. So in the 3rd, isn't that the true decisive of, like, well, if you do bad in that one, then that's 2 bad, 1 good. Or if you do good in this season, that's 2 good, 1 bad. So then within a 3-year process, I know it seems like we're miles off this, I agree, but say he does do better, a lot better next year, can see a style of play, the infrastructure's changed around him. So the very Man United that Ten Hag signed up to be in has completely changed for the first time in its existence. Well, not in its existence, since the Glazers have been here. We've never seen this. These guys who have made the decisions since Sir Alex has been here, messing up everything, they're actually all gone. We've never seen that. That is almost our Arsenal moment, where it's like the Edu bit, the bit where we're going to focus on a strategic way of doing this thing and stop wasting money. That's about to happen. So does he not deserve to see what that looks like?
Not with the amount of money he's wasted. I can't lie, he's wasted a lot of money.
Over 400.
So if this new owner puts on the table 300 M this summer, do you really want Ten Hag to spend that 300 M's? When the reality is he done good with Ajax.
People praised him after his first season.
Great things.
Yeah.
But it was a good season.
It was.
It was a good season.
That's
finished
third.
First season at United. No,
Yeah.
but the thing about that is United's 3rd last year was like Ole's 2nd. It was default. No one says United were the 3rd best team in the league last year, because everyone below Arsenal and City, it was a free for all. Similar,
but still 6th to 3rd is still that's a big jump. I think that's good.
What
in your first season?
Yeah, but then the context is that Liverpool fell off. a good Liverpool will 100% finish above United. Chelsea are in turmoil as well at the same time as you man are. Tottenham have been going through transition every summer for the last 3 years. So it's not like the top six, the big six have been stable. Man City have the only stable side.
There's always someone who falls off or someone who's
the
not.
The big six hasn't been the big six in the last 3 or 4 years. There's always been people creeping in as well, like Newcastle having a good season. So as well as you say, like, yeah, Liverpool dropped off, but other teams at the same time had really good seasons. Like Liverpool drop off and Newcastle are sick. This season, Chelsea United drop off, but Aston Villa are sick.
But what I mean by it is that when Arsenal finished second last year, title challenge, everyone expected it this year. No one expected United to kick on from third to start breaking into the top two or even maintaining that third spot. Everyone expected Liverpool to come back into that top three.
The gap was big, yeah.
And after Ole's second finish, it wasn't, even though you bought Ronaldo, Varane and Sancho in after that, there was still a hesitancy to say we're going to go and challenge because you lot knew that the second was default.
Yeah.
So I feel like last season third, default position, and Carabao Cup, I'm sorry, but the amount of weight that's recently been put on that trophy.
People can't hold on. I know what you're saying. It's not the same as FA Cup, Premier League. I hear that, but I can see why. You can't hold on to a cup where
you beat Charlton, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, and whoever the fourth team is. I'm sorry, that does not indicate that a manager is potentially onto great things.
I hear you, but that's why I asked the question at the start, at the top of the show. I said, what are you seeing as a fan to hold on to, trust in the process, what we did? I think for us with Mikel Arteta, like the FA Cup, again, I think that was an overachievement. I couldn't believe it when he did it his first year. We finished 8th that season, but that bought him a lot of time. But from when he first came in, Mikel Arteta, his first managerial job, he showed signs of just so much to buy into. The style of play we were playing good football in the year we just missed out on top four. For me, I think we started playing football well. Then last season, he's brought so much back for us as fans, like so much I buy into. And I feel like, I don't know, from you guys, with Erik Ten Hag, it's like you said, he's overachieved maybe last season, but then it regressed. With Mikel Arteta, from when he's been here, it has been, for me, it feels like it's been consistently progressing.
But how long, so then, is it 5 years he's been there now?
Four
seasons.
Yeah.
And the half of the one.
December this year will be 5 years.
Yeah.
December, so it's going on 5 years, let's say, yeah?
5-year plan.
So it took what? Let's be honest, for Arsenal to get to this version of Arsenal, it was last year, innit?
Yeah, 3 years.
So it took 3 whole years, are we saying, for things to like stabilise at Arsenal and for you to kind of kick on to the next level. And in that time, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, there were serious question marks over whether Arteta is good enough for this job. Like what we saw, and this is all banter aside, is loads of people saying, nah, it's over, get out, job's too big. Like feeling how we're like, nah, this is over, can't see a way out. There was generally a large section of Arsenal fans who thought, this is not the guy, look at it, this is not it. But slowly but surely, absolutely, he's turned it around and more than believe, like, look how good you are now. So the people who are doing the Ten Hag thing, if I just represent them for a second, their argument is, well...
Who, KG?
Yeah, Marcel, Copperman. There's a Copperman. They got a Copperman on there. In
We're a large fan base, mate.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people around the world who feel this, not just KG and Marcel, who are the most notorious for it. But do you see what I'm saying though? Like the argument is that there was a time I saw Arteta on his ass. There was where I was like, he's done.
He looks
the fan base have turned on him. He's finished, bro. But there was also a point where Arsenal pressed the button and went, we have to change.
Yeah, look
like Edu and the man who make the decisions.
Look at those moments, bro.
So what I'm asking is, could this be our moment whereby he's had one? This is only his second season, yeah. One season was all right, let's say. This is a disaster, but it's all about to change. So we're going into a bit that we don't know. The same way you went into a bit where it's like, well, what does it look? When people like when Ben White got bought, when Ramsdale got bought, everyone, what's it?
But it worked. We
that's what I'm saying. But you let it marinate.
Fair. I'm gonna let Turkish go as well. But I need to say from my point that like consistency was improving as well. Like I said, yes, he bought some questionable signings, but they worked out and we bought into it in the end. And also, we was in an era flex of like love Aubameyang and them man. Them man are dancing in change, swag. We had players that were even by the way had to terminate contracts. Bro.
Well, that's what we've got, bro.
Lose out.
Bro, Martial's only just leaving on a free now on 250 bag a week. We've just given Casemiro. He's got 3 years left at 350 grand a week. After this summer, we've still got Victor Linda. We've still got Wan-Bissaka. We've still got Luke Shaw. Who's been here 9 years. He's been inconsistent as anything. We're in the mud. We've got Rashford going Dublin and chilling. We've got Sancho doing the thing with the manager.
Erik Ten Hag, I don't think
we got our dramas.
I don't think he has the I don't know. I think Arteta just came in and was very authoritative in his decisions. We ripped up contracts. We made the players agree to.
But
terminate
this is what
them.
I'm saying. Ineos might do that. We don't know.
Well, yeah, and also
that's my point.
Okay, okay, that's
I
fair.
think Liverpool, but